There are football matches, and then there are moments that define an entire generation. The FIFA World Cup final is one of those moments. It is where dreams are fulfilled, legends are created, and millions of fans witness history together. Every player grows up imagining that one walk through the tunnel before the biggest match in football. For Spain, the road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup represented the beginning of a new era. The country's golden generation of the past had faded, and a new group of young stars was ready to carry Spanish football forward. At the center of that excitement stood one name that football fans around the world could not stop talking about. Lamine Yamal. Still a teenager, he had already amazed audiences with his intelligence, fearless dribbling, creativity, and maturity beyond his years. Every touch of the ball reminded people why so many believed he could become one of football's greatest players. But reaching a World Cup final is never about one player alone. It is about years of preparation, tactical discipline, teamwork, sacrifice, and surviving the toughest competition in international football. Every 4 years, the World Cup brings together the best nations on earth. Every match carries enormous pressure because one mistake can end a country's dream. Spain entered the tournament with a squad built around technical football, intelligent movement, and confidence in possession. Their philosophy had remained recognizable for years, but this new generation added something different: speed, direct attacking play, and fearless young talent. Lamine Yamal represented that change perfectly. Unlike many young players, he never appeared intimidated by the occasion. Whether playing in front of thousands or millions, he demanded the ball and looked eager to make something happen. That confidence inspired teammates as much as it excited supporters. As Spain progressed through the tournament, expectations continued growing. Each victory brought them one step closer to football immortality. Each knockout round became more difficult than the last. The pressure increased. The margins became smaller. The world watched every move. History has shown that World Cup champions are rarely the most talented team alone. They are usually the most mentally resilient. Championships are won by players willing to fight through fatigue, injuries, criticism, and impossible pressure. That is what makes the World Cup different from every other competition. When the final finally arrives, statistics become less important. Experience becomes less important. Only 90 minutes, or sometimes even longer, separate one nation from eternal glory. For young players, that environment can feel overwhelming. Imagine hearing your national anthem while billions of people around the world are watching. Imagine knowing that every decision could become part of football history. That emotional weight has broken many outstanding footballers. Yet the greatest players somehow find calm within the chaos. Throughout football history, every generation has produced young stars who transformed major tournaments. Pelé shocked the world as a teenager. Diego Maradona inspired a nation. More recently, football has witnessed remarkable young talent stepping onto the biggest stages with extraordinary confidence. Because of that history, many supporters naturally wondered whether Lamine Yamal could become Spain's next great World Cup hero. It was an exciting question, but also a dangerous one. Football has repeatedly shown how unfair comparisons can become. Calling someone the next Messi or the next legend creates expectations that few players could ever satisfy. Lamine's greatest strength has never been trying to imitate another footballer. Instead, he has developed his own identity. His close control. His vision. His quick decisions. His courage to attack defenders one against one. Those qualities made him one of football's brightest young stars long before many players even make their professional breakthrough. That is why fans became fascinated by his journey. Not because they expected perfection, but because they witnessed something rare. A teenager playing with complete freedom against the world's best defenders. For Spain, the significance of returning to football's biggest stage reached beyond one tournament. It represented years of rebuilding. After periods of disappointment and transition, supporters wanted proof that another successful generation had truly arrived. Young players carried that responsibility. Veterans provided leadership. The coaching staff created belief. Together, they aimed for the highest prize in football. Every World Cup final also tells a story beyond tactics. Families watching from home. Children dreaming of wearing their country's colors one day. Communities celebrating together regardless of background. For 90 minutes, football becomes something larger than sport. It becomes emotion. It becomes identity. It becomes memory. That is why World Cup finals remain unforgettable decades later. Not simply because of goals, but because of what those moments mean to millions of people. Lamine Yamal's rise captured that same sense of possibility. He reminded fans that extraordinary talent can still emerge unexpectedly. He reminded young footballers that age does not determine courage. Most importantly, he reminded the football world that creativity still has a place in the modern game. Whether delivering a perfectly weighted pass, beating defenders with confidence, or creating moments that ignite stadiums, he represented the fearless spirit that supporters love to watch. Every tournament eventually ends. Every champion must defend the crown another day. Every young star continues learning. No career is defined by a single match. The greatest footballers build their legacy across many seasons, many competitions, and countless moments of resilience. That is the real challenge awaiting every rising superstar. Can they continue improving? Can they handle success? Can they inspire future generations while remaining true to themselves? Those questions cannot be answered overnight. They are answered year after year. Match after match. Challenge after challenge. As football moves into a new era, Spain's future appears filled with promise. A talented generation has emerged. New leaders continue developing. Supporters have every reason to believe exciting chapters still lie ahead. And among those young stars, Lamine Yamal stands as one of the brightest symbols of hope. His story is still being written. His greatest moments may still be ahead. His journey reminds us why billions continue falling in love with football generation after generation. Because somewhere, another young player is dreaming of one day walking onto the pitch for a FIFA World Cup final. Dreaming of hearing the crowd. Dreaming of lifting the most famous trophy in sport. Whether that dream becomes reality depends on talent, hard work, sacrifice, and countless unseen hours of dedication. Lamine Yamal has already shown the football world that extraordinary potential exists. Now, like every great player before him, the next chapters of his career will be written not by predictions, but by performances. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes football the world's most beautiful game.